everybody, and welcome to the Crumbs and Doilies, once cake factory, now packing factory. We've been so busy here over the last couple of weeks, turning this place from like making hundreds and thousands of cakes and cupcakes to packing up hundreds and thousands of cake kits, which you guys have been buying from the CupcakeJemma website. You have bought so many, and you've been baking along and posting your photos and videos on Instagram, which has just been absolutely awesome. So we kind of thought, what else can we give you guys to bake at home? And something that occurred to us is that sometimes cake can seem a little bit scary because you've got sponge, you've got icing. Also, maybe you don't really need 12 cupcakes if you're at home isolating alone. 12 cupcakes can seem like quite a lot. So we thought the perfect thing for you guys is cookies. And hopefully you guys have been following us for some time now, and you'll know that at Crumbs and Doilies in Soho, we've been selling huge, amazing, decadent, soft, gooey, warm, New York style cookies, because a few of us have been to New York recently and we discovered these cookies and we all fell in love with them, and we just had to recreate them. And you guys have loved them, you've been watching our videos. We'll put links to all the recipes and videos in the description box below, but we want to make sure that you can bake these at home whilst you're in isolation. So we have created 3 cookie sets for you, and they look like this, and inside, just like the cake kits, we've got everything you need other than a little bit of fresh ingredients. So if we open up our box, we've got the recipe inside here. We've also got a list of ingredients on the back if you want to kind of check that, make sure that everything's, you know, suitable for you or your kids or whatever. And then there's a list of what you guys need to buy as well. For cookies, it's literally just butter and eggs, so really simple. We've got a bag of sugar mix here. There's a couple of different sugars in this, so we've already kind of combined them for you. We've got the dry mix, so we've got the flours, the salts, the raising agents. We've got a double chocolate version, which has got black cocoa in, which, you know, maybe we'll do a video for that as well, because it's just like the coolest stuff ever. And we've also got chocolate chips, which is a lot of chocolate chips. This is like 300 grams of Calabo chocolate, which is exactly the chocolate that we use here in the bakery. It's so like super high quality and it's delicious. So you're getting a lot from these kits. And as well as that, we've even included some baking paper, so you don't need to kind of like rush to the stores and try and find baking parchment. There's 2 pieces in here for you as well. So everything you need. And you know, hopefully you kind of seen some of the other recipes we've done for these, and you know how simple it is. It's really, really easy. You do not need to be any kind of expert baker for these. So I'm going to just run you through this. It's so easy. Maybe you'll have your kit already and you can bake along. So we're going to start by using some cold butter. So I've got 190 grams here. I'll put all the quantities in the description box, so if you don't have the kit, you can still bake along as well. And it's nice and cold, and I've chopped it into little pieces here. So they're going to go into my mixer. I'm using a mixer just because it's kind of easier. You don't need to have one. If you can just use like a hand whisk or a wooden spoon, because the beauty of this recipe also is that it's so easy to make. Like, we're not trying to cream, we're not trying to beat, we're not trying to whip, we are just combining, and that's what creates the kind of tear apart chunky cookies. So it's really, really simple, guys. So I'm going to put this all into my mixer, and then I'm going to open my sugar pack here. On the back we've got the S. On the back of your ingredients sheet, you'll see the kind of like labels of like what each pack means, basically. So S for sugar, and we're going to open this up and we're going to tip it all into the mixer. And now all we need to do is turn this on to a low speed. And what we're going to do is just kind of create some nuggets with the sugar and the butter. Like I said earlier, we're not creaming this, we're not beating this. We just want to kind of combine the ingredients. Right, so about 45 seconds at the most, that's with a mixer. If you're working wooden spoon and bowl, it might take you a bit longer, but what you want to end up with is these nuggets, like I said before. So there's some nice big chunks of butter in there, kind of coated by the sugar, and that is perfect. Now we're going to add our chocolate chips. So open up your chocolate chip bag. Like I said earlier, there's 300 grams of chocolate in here because, I mean, that's the most important part of a chocolate chip cookie, right? So I'm going to put all of this into the mixer. And then we're just going to give that another maybe like 30 seconds just to kind of spread itself around the batter. And how cute is this mixer, by the way? You might have seen this in our mixer review that we did last week. And this was Gemma's one, obviously. I mean, it literally says CupcakeJemma on here. Don't tell her that I've stolen her mixer. Whoops. But you can see all about this mixer and what we think of it, and you know, some other ones that we reviewed as well. So have a look at that, especially if you're thinking of getting yourself a mixer. So as you can see in here, the chocolate's just kind of like separated all around the mixture, and now we can go in with our dry mix. So we've got the flour, we've got some raising agent and a little bit of salt in here, and we're going to tip that into the mix as well. And then we're going to go back on with the mixer on a low speed again, and we're just going to get this to a kind of breadcrumb stage. It's going to look quite kind of dry. It's kind of a little bit like when you're making pastry and you're kind of rubbing the butter and the flour between your fingers. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so just like I said, some breadcrumb consistency, as you can see here. Obviously you've got chunks of chocolate in there, but apart from that, it looks nice and kind of fine. So now we need to add our final ingredient, and that is eggs. So you need 2 eggs. Doesn't matter what size, if you've got large ones, if you've got small ones or medium, any size egg will do. And what we're going to do before we put them in is just going to give them a little whisk, just to break them up so that we don't have to kind of mix too much. The whole point, like I said earlier, is really not over mixing, just combining ingredients. So eggs are broken up and I'm going to pour them straight in. And then back on for a final mix on the slow speed, and we're just going to get this till it comes together as one big dough, so it's coming away from the sides of the bowl nice and clean. That is it. The cookie dough is made. But if you've seen some of our cookie recipes and videos before, you'll know that these need to freeze for a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide the batter into 12 equal balls, which is going to be around 100 grams each. And I'm going to put them in a Tupperware. So if you've got a Tupperware or a tray that you can cover, grab yourself one of those. So turn my scales on, and I'm going to weigh out 100 grams. And then we need to make these into balls, but what we're not going to do is make nice kind of spherical round balls. We're just going to gently squish them a few times between our hands. And you know, it looks kind of chunky and not very round, but that's exactly how we want it. This is how you're going to get those delicious, terry, chunky cookies. And pop it into your Tupperware. And we're just going to keep doing that till we've used all the dough. And you might have noticed that this is actually, these are a little bit smaller than the cookies that we've done in the other recipes, because we thought, you know, they are quite large, and if you've got 12 of them and you're all alone, maybe you don't really want to be eating huge cookies, or if you've got kids, this is like the perfect size for everybody. So this does make 12, but you might find that it makes kind of 13 or 12 and a half, depending on the size of your eggs. That's completely fine. You can either, you know, make an extra cookie, or you could divide this between the cookies you've already made. I'm just going to make a little small one for a midnight snack one day. So now what we need to do is put these in the freezer. A couple of hours at the minimum, but really overnight is best. That's just going to give them a chance to really kind of get nice and solid, which means that they won't spread as much when they're in the oven. But the best thing about this is that you can leave these in the freezer for like up to 3 months, which means you have like unlimited cookies at your disposal, like 24/7. So if you fancy a cookie, you can just take one out and bake it, because that is absolutely fine, I think, anyway. And don't let anyone tell you that it's not fine. So we're going to go and put these in the freezer. I have some already in there, so we can get baking straight away. So when you are ready to bake your cookies, what you need to do is preheat your oven to 180 degrees C. And what you need to do 5 minutes before you want to bake your cookies is pop in your baking tray, any kind of baking tray will do, with a bit of the baking parchment on it that we provided in the kit. And that's just gonna get the tray nice and hot, so the bottom of your cookies are gonna get really nice and crispy. And then just pop on as many cookies as you like. We've got 6 of the gang in today, so I better make sure I've got one for everybody, and maybe a couple extra. And then we're going to put them in the oven for about 12 to 14 minutes. And what you want to look for is the outsides to go nice and golden, and the inside is going to stay all gooey and delicious. I mean, they smell amazing and they look amazing too. Look at that, they're nice and golden on the top. They're all cracked and chunky. So obviously these are really, really hot. So we're gonna wait about 20 minutes until they've cooled down a little bit, but I wanna eat them when they're still warm because that's my favorite time to eat cookies. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so they have cooled down just enough so that when I eat them, they're still gonna be nice and warm, because that is just how I like my cookies. So before I eat it, we better get that classic cookie break shot, which you guys have been baking these already and you're uploading your kind of break shots onto Instagram, and we love seeing them, so you've got to make sure you do that when you bake these. So let's have a look inside. Oh my goodness, it looks amazing. And I mean, I know that these are amazing because I actually ate one for my breakfast with a cup of coffee this morning, but I'm gonna eat one for you guys just to prove how good they really are. They are the best cookie you will ever eat. And because of our wonderful kits, we've done most of the work for you, so all you need to do is mix it all together, pop them in your freezer, and then you've got cookies at your disposal 24/7. And please do make them and tag us on Instagram. So head over to CupcakeJemma.com and you can find the kits like this one here. So this is for the chocolate chip, your classic chocolate chip cookie. We've also got the double chocolate, which has got black cocoa in it, and it is amazing. So you can get that one, as well as the birthday cookies as well, which are kind of our most favorite and famous cookie we've ever made. So head over there now, get yours, also get your cupcake kits and all your other merch, like useful tools. Everybody needs to have a good palette knife in their life for picking up cookies and decorating cakes. And obviously all the merch, like the oven gloves, the aprons, the tea towels, and have fun baking. And let us know how you get on. And if you're kind of at a loss of things to bake and you need some kind of simple recipe videos, please let us know what you want, because we're here making videos for you guys. Maybe you've run out of breakfast ideas for your kids and you need some fun, inventive things. Let us know in the comments box below, and we'll be back soon with some more content for you guys. So until then, enjoy your cookies.